All right, hey everyone, we got Kayla from Union Omaha, our kit designer, graphics extraordinaire. Kayla, thanks for sitting down with me.
Of course.
A lot of people really were excited about the kits. Got a lot of good reception when we did the unveiling here last Thursday. How long did it take you guys to come up with this? What's the process normally like for coming up with a kit?
So I started this year's kit designs in like January, February, March, April, May or June of last season. So it's a long process. We started initial production and design calls with Hummel in August, I want to say. So it's been a really long process, kind of just fine tuning everything, getting it from a concept to an actual design to sampling and production and like just kind of seeing like, oh, what little elements there are there. So like the collar, how the crest looks, how the jock tag looks, what color do we want the sponsor logos, how do we want it to fit on the guys, things like that. So it is a super long process, but ultimately that long process leads us here with brand new kits for 2026.
And beautiful they are. When you talk about the sponsor lettering and such like that, how much does sponsor feedback play in at all? Do they? I mean, they obviously want to see their brand pop onto the kits. Do they have any say in the design process at all?
So a lot of the time, like we do value our sponsors a lot. Ultimately, they're a big part of our club and everything like that. So it's always like, okay, how do we adhere to their brand guidelines? How do we make sure they're all visible and getting what they want out of these kits as well? So a lot of that is taken into consideration. We do always send kind of our visual, like our design mocks of the kits to the sponsors to kind of make sure all of that is up to their brand standards as well, because we have to take into account like we're not the only brand here. Like yes, these kits are for our team and our supporters and our club to wear, but we also have to realize we're representing other people as well for this. So it's kind of a whole lot, and it's kind of like a big kind of overall thing where it's like, okay, let's make sure everyone's happy and everyone's visual because we're all pouring so much into these kits.
And then you do represent not just the brands, but you mentioned the club, which includes the supporters and fans. How much of a fan voice are you guys taking into account through the season as you hear good or bad, positive, negative?
I think I'm always like, anytime a fan says something to me, I always do keep it in the back of my mind because sometimes like I'm not some big like, oh, I have the best ideas ever and I'm going to do all this stuff. So I think feedback is very important to me because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm not designing a kit for myself. I'm designing a kit for our team and our club and our supporters. So those are the opinions that matter most. And so like kind of hearing like fans chit chat here and there of like, oh, what if we did this kit, or Kayla, this would be so cool if we did this. Like all of that does always stick in the back of my mind. And it's kind of taking some of those and seeing like, are those ideas and concepts that we can run with? Are those something that can fit our visual identity and stuff like that? Because in my opinion, no idea is a bad idea. So I'm always a firm believer on like if someone hits me with an idea, then I'll mock it up and we'll see how it looks. And if it's the one that's chosen at the end of the day, then it's the one that's chosen. And if it just didn't work, then it didn't work. But no idea is a bad idea.
How much does Hummel have a say in the design as well?
So Hummel does have their own design studio. They do always bring designs to the table. So it's kind of like, okay, like I'll bring some designs to the table. Hummel will bring designs to the table, and we'll kind of choose based off that. We do always, like this season, it was kind of, we gave Hummel a vision. So it's like, okay, here's our overall concept. I'll bring some things to the table. You guys will bring some things to the table, and we'll kind of see what fits in our story for this season.
And it seems like they've been a really good partner to work with as far as bringing your visions to life.
Yeah, so a lot of the design process too is great because it's like certain times it's like, okay, Hummel, here's what we're going with, and they will send it to production and they'll make it. So the good thing with Hummel is there is a lot of design freedom for kind of all clubs and stuff like that. So say if a club didn't have their own designer, they can say, hey, Hummel, this is what we want, and they will make something really cool for them. Versus if a club does have a designer, it's kind of nice to say like, hey, Hummel, here's what we're going with, and like make it happen. So they're really kind of good on both ends of that, whether you have a designer on your team with your club or not.
And like I said before, it has resulted in a very nice kit this year. There are a lot of people who saw it online after the party, a lot of people who wanted them. I think you guys were listed as sold out even after the release party, which bodes very well for those designs. But let's talk about first the primary kit here. So let's talk about that concept that you guys are going for. So if you can see this here, right? We have a black. We've got lightning bolts all striking throughout it. A very nice feeling patch there. The crest is of good quality. You can see the Centrist logo right there. It really pops out. And then you've got the highlights, the bold highlights there. So what was the concept that you guys were going for, and how did this one come about?
Yeah, so last year, if you kind of take a look at last year's kits, those were very kind of like man-made Omaha elements. Like you take in Union Pacific, the trains, all of that. It's very man-made. So this year I kind of wanted to go more of like an all-natural Omaha route. I wanted these kits to feel rooted in Omaha and kind of built on our club motto, which is one means all. I'm really big on inclusivity and allowing, like, we're a club for everyone, built for everyone. Anyone can be here. Anyone is welcome. And I really wanted that to be shown through the kits, so that's a message that can come across anytime someone sees them in the community. So I kind of took lightning as that symbol because I'm also like a firm believer of like we all bring our own unique elements to the table. We would not be the same club today as we are today if we didn't take into account all of our supporters, all of our sponsors, all of our players, our coaching staff, our technical staff, our front office staff, everyone that helps us be a club. We are one big kind of family, in my opinion. And we all bring different things to the table. And I think, yes, we are all strong individually. Our players are strong individually. Our front office staff is strong individually. Our supporters are strong individually. But when we come together, we make something that's very unstoppable. And I think it makes our club special with how tight-knit we are as a club. And I kind of wanted to take the natural elements that you see in the Midwest and kind of things like that and kind of put that story on it because it does show a story. And it's a story that you can see like, oh, it's a rainy day and I'm living in my house, but look, there's a thunderstorm, and that shows kind of like we are stronger together. Like we are an electric club and like we have a lot on our backs and we are a successful club and we are successful because we all come together and build something special. And so I kind of wanted that to be seen in that.
Right. And I noticed one of the other things, whether this was intentional or not, there have been some storied lightning delays and some storied rain delays, especially some last season. But it seems like you were able to capture there even after the lightning, even after the storm, we're still there.
Yeah. And like that's the thing too, is like it's a kind of concept of perseverance too. Like you can go through anything and something can be really hard to go through on your own, but when you're standing together with people, you can get through it. And things like that. So it's like no matter anything this club faces, if we all stand together, we can get through it as a club and move as one and be successful.
And then the purple kit that goes with this, the goalkeeper kit, again, similar concept with the gradient purple, kind of reminiscent of kind of that late evening storm here in the Midwest. I think that's going to go over really well. I've heard some people say that they never buy keeper kits, but they're looking at buying a couple of these. I'm all for keeper appreciation, so I think you've hit the nail on the head with that one. So moving on to the away kit, the primary away kit now, we've got a very different kind of look as far as the back. At first, we kind of thought this was diamond, thinking it was diamond, but this came out as the Glacier kit, right? And we see the blue patterns. We see the Centrist logo there again pops. The bolt pops out against the light blue and the dark blue, the same crest design there. And again, this one looks amazing as well. It's really hard to decide which one I wanted to start with. So let's talk a little bit about how this one came about and what your concept was for that.
Yeah, so that one, kind of sticking in that same natural elements around Omaha, kind of based off like the winter landscape. So like, say for example, like you're looking at a frozen lake and you're looking bird's eye view on it, and you can see kind of like the shattered, fractured pattern in it, and kind of how like the concept that like again with perseverance and moving towards the same path and kind of moving as a current and moving together as one, we are stronger when we are moving towards the same goal. And like that's kind of the whole concept of this whole kit kind of line. I want it to be based off inclusivity and being that we are a club that welcomes everyone. So I kind of wanted to take that, and it's kind of the winter landscape of Omaha, stuff like that, in a new concept. The blue is different. I know the blue is different. We're not a club that wears blue. But we're trying to diversify everyone's closets and kind of like everyone has black and full, everyone has white and full, everyone has black and white, and like that's kind of what we look at for Union Omaha kits and kind of Union Omaha gear in general. But we wanted to be different, and I personally want to bring new things to the table and kind of diversify what we have here as a club. We are super special, and it's like, okay, like let's branch out and keep building special things. And so kind of that's where that concept came from. It's a colorway that we have never seen on our team, and especially having that be the field player kit, it's definitely very different, but I think sometimes different is good. And I think it can bring something really special to the table.
Yeah, and there's been success too with a different color scheme. The crop circle kit from a couple of years ago that had the purple outline, a lot of people were really drawn to that and appreciated the fact that it wasn't just the black and bold or the black and white or some of those from previous years. So I think you got that one right there. And then to illustrate the white kit, again, same thing, but this one's the goalkeeper kit. Long sleeves. We love long sleeves, right? Because, again, you mentioned those Midwest winters, and there may or may not have been a couple of games where the snow has had an effect to the supporters, the callback to the supporters who, I think it was here actually, where they were helping clear the snow prior to an early season match. So I think doing that, I think it's really resonated with a lot of the supporters, and I think they're really liking these kits.
Yeah, and my ultimate goal this year was to bring something new to the table. We have never seen a long sleeve kit ever in Union Omaha history, and we have never seen kits where the design and the visual identity of both the keeper and the field players match. And that's something I want to bring to the table. It's like, because my thing is like, I grew up playing volleyball. I've played a sport where we always have one person in a different color jersey who sometimes doesn't get all the love of getting a new jersey and stuff like that. So I kind of want, like, we are a team, we move as one no matter the position. And that's one thing is it's like, the goalkeeper is not just one identity. The game doesn't ride on keeper saves and keeper misses and stuff like that. We are one team. And I wanted them to feel connected in this team as well. So that's why kind of the visual identity of I want them to match, because we are one club. We're not just a bunch of strikers and defenders with a goalkeeper. Like, we are united as one, and so that's why I kind of wanted to bring that to the table.
I appreciate the keeper appreciation post.
Go keepers!
When I played, that was what I did. I was a keeper. I didn't have the
keeper
footwork.
love.
I didn't have the footwork or the speed to be a field player. But
Me neither. When I played soccer when I was 7 years old, I was a goalkeeper because I did not want to run. And I didn't want to run in 100-degree weather and growing up in Las Vegas. So I was a keeper. And then I realized that sport wasn't for me, but love soccer.
And we are an anomaly in that we've had Rashid Nuhu here for the entire time that we've been a club in existence. I know that with transition, sometimes player vote doesn't get in there, but do they get it to say into, hey, we think a keeper kit would look good like this, similar to how maybe a goalie in hockey gets to design their masks?
Personally, none of the players have ever brought anything to me other than we don't like this or we love this. So they don't ever, like, I think if they brought ideas to the table, it's definitely something I'd be open to hearing. Like I said before, like, no idea, in my opinion, is a bad idea. And it doesn't hurt to mock it up and see what it looks like. So I've never received design takes from any of the players, but I have definitely heard feedback of we love these or we hate these from them. And that's kind of something I wanted to bring to the table. Like you were saying, Rashid was in the same jersey for 2 years. Like, he wore the same exact thing for 2 years, and I wanted it to be different. And even like last season, that's why we made a goalkeeper kit for the cancer awareness kits, because they don't ever get the specialty kits sometimes. Sometimes it's always the field players. And that's something we want to bring to the table, is like, our goalkeepers deserve to wear these cool things too. So kind of that's what I kept in mind designing these kits, is like, I don't want the keeper kit to feel like it was forgotten about. And I feel like sometimes they do look forgotten about. Like, certain clubs across all soccer will just put their keepers in a solid, bright colored kit with no design elements and kind of just let them stand on their own. And I didn't want to be a club that does that.
Brilliant. Inclusion all the way around.
Yeah.
How was the reaction?
I haven't heard any complaints so far. Cole Jensen is in love with the long sleeve keeper kit and loves the long sleeve. So I think that was my biggest concern, was, are Cole Jensen's arms too long for the long sleeves? But they're not. So these are fitting for people who are tall with long arms. So
perfect. And,
yeah.
And fit slightly slim, I think you said.
Yeah, I think all soccer brands across kind of everywhere, just the way soccer kits are built, they are a little small. So they're not necessarily true to size. I personally like sizing up just because I do like a bigger fit and kind of an oversized feel to that stuff. But it's kind of whatever you're feeling.
So we've talked a lot about these kits. They're beautiful kits. I hope to see a lot of them out there filling the stands.
Me too. Everyone buy one. On sale now. Kits 2026.
What are your opinions on some of the other ones? Let's talk about the other kits in League One. What so far has been your favorite kit in League One and One?
I would say so. Actually, I just got sent from the league. Kind of, we get the broadcast sheet of everyone's kits. Kind of throw in the broadcast and kind of coordinate. Like, this is what we'll wear for these teams, and this is what we want. Personally, my favorites have to be the Spokane away kit or Spokane home kit with the black with the city lights and stuff like that, and then AV Alta's alternate kit, kind of that white with the green pattern on it. I think it's cool to see Spokane in a new kit too, because I think they're also a team that might have had the same kit for multiple years.
Yeah.
And I think what they did with Capelli this year is definitely they hit it out of the park for their home kit. So I haven't seen their away kit yet, but I'm excited to see that. I think it will be cool. I think it's a new concept for them. And I don't think Capelli really misses when they design kits for clubs, which I really like. And then AV Alta's alternate kit with Hummel was amazing. I think it's so cool. I think it fits their demographic. I think it fits like their brand identity as a club, and I think that's special. And I think kits always hit different when they have a deeper meaning behind them, because anyone can design a cool kit. No matter if you're a brand designing a kit for someone or you're an individual designer designing a kit for someone, you could always make something that looks cool, but I think it hits closer to home when it has a deeper meaning behind it.
Absolutely. Talking about the inclusivity, the club is not just the kid, it's not just the players, it's everybody involved.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Kayla, thank you for taking the time to talk to me
Of
about
course.
this. I can't wait to see more of these out on the pitch, and I think you've done a great job this year and in previous years too. You've done a really good job. How long have you been designing the kits here?
I started working here last January. So I designed both pre-match tops from last season, and now all of these kits are also mine as well, with the help from Hummel. So I just had a great time. This is what I love, and I think it's fun, and I think it's really meaningful.
Can't wait to see even more of it. Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you.